Welcome to You Gotta Throw Up to Get Down, Seattle's hit local theater and comedy podcast. I'm Greg Klesiak. I'm here with my co-host Ponch, and today we'll be continuing our theater-related discussion of would George Washington and Donald Trump have been enemies, or would they have been high-fiving each other while drinking Capri Suns?
It's the same party, right? How has that changed?
Back then they were probably like constitutionalists and like
They were
idealists or something.
I feel like back then, what would you call back then the people who were like protect my shit? That's what it was. That's what America was founded on. Like protect
there were federalists because
right?
They wanted a central federal government, and then
wait. We're actually saying some true things now, and I think it definitely goes against everything this podcast is.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
So
that one tiny like a very unsuccessful person painting for gold. That one speck of an actual fact I put.
A Federalist is the list of the most wanted man in America.
That would be cool. Like the black. We should pitch that TV show.
Federalist.
So, yeah, the Federalist. But it's like this government guy that wants to murder everyone who's
on this like list of a federal people. Ooh.
Yeah, well, but it's a list of people that the federal government is mad at for having too many gold coins.
Oh, like Edward Snowden?
Yeah, did he have a lot of gold coins?
I don't know, but I feel like the government's mad at him.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely pissed at him. But that's for leaking information and
yeah. Which, how do you feel about it? I feel like the Snowden thing. That dude's in Russia right now. Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
shouldn't that be a bigger deal?
I mean, it was for a long time, but that was like 2014.
Cool My point is, he's been probably dead for like 10 years. Right? Fucking Russia, fucking tortured him too much. Like, oh, Voronikov, you put too much electricity in his nipples. I told you, American cannot take too much electricity in nipples.
They are not bare like me. And he attaches them to his own nipples.
You see, too much voltage gives me boner.
You other one attached to penis. It's like, are you liking this, Vladimir? No, I'm showing you to torture someone. Other one, put one in my butthole.
They look like that.
Yeah. Oh. Now put wet towel in my mouth. This is a newspaper report like Soviet under General Vladimir Mortimov dies from
towel in mouth and taser in butt.
But just like the government pitches it like they had to like give him the electric chair for being a traitor, but in reality it's just because he was so turned on he kept attaching clamps to every part of his body.
I don't know the information. Yeah. We didn't ask you a question. I don't know.
You tell me I don't know and hit me with that wrench in the knee. Oh.
That's sketch right there. The fucking masochist getting tortured.
Yeah, just.
But like you could probably put it like in. I mean, well, we figured it out. It was a Russian guy with cables.
Yeah. Well, so I think I figured out like the big ending is like. You ever see that? Well, did you ever see that? I was gonna say, you ever see that Monty Python movie where there's like a
never saw Monty Python.
But there's one where there's like never the one because there's one where it's like a huge big fat guy. Like it's ridiculously fat. He's in like like Earl Sinclair from the Dinosaurs.
Was he the main guy?
Well, this is a sketch or something.
The voice?
No. But I'm saying he looks like Earl Sinclair from the Dinosaurs. Like it's a normal guy, but he's in like an Eddie Murphy from the Clumps fat suit.
Like Jim Henson's
giant
Muppet.
He's eating in a restaurant. He keeps eating and puking. But basically the end of the sketch is he's full, and he's they offer him a mint for after his meal. Oh. And it's like, well, I'm full, but I guess. And he eats the mint, and he just explodes everywhere. So that's the end of the Russian guy sketch. So after he like dies from torturing him, you see a guy running with a bucket because he's gonna catch the cum. And then, but he just explodes and cum.
He explodes as he's coming, just.
His penis just blows.
His whole body just turns to jizz.
Yeah. It's like you ever see like a fucked up movie where a guy gets like blown up and he just becomes red mist. It's like that, but just cum.
Yeah.
It's just all over the walls.
White mist.
All over. Yeah, white mist. That's actually the scent we're coming out with.
White
official
mist?
throw up to get down.
Perfume.
It's white mist.
White mist.
It's not made of gum.
What if we call it?
Please don't report us to the FCC. It's not really made of gum.
What if we call it? I couldn't think of a good one.
Wait,
no, white mist is perfect. Is my point.
Mm-hmm.
We should use white mist.
I mean, there are a lot of perfumes.
Question.
Yeah.
If you jizz in somebody, right, preferably a female that can produce, does your jizz ever get exposed to, like... Never mind.
Well, let me ask you a question, all right?
Yeah.
Say you're married, right? Loving wife for 5 years. You decide you guys are getting pregnant.
Okay.
She gets pregnant. She's the better part of 8 months pregnant in a few weeks. So you guys can't really have like sex, but say she gives you a blowjob, right?
While she's pregnant, you mean?
So she's pregnant. She gives you a blowjob.
Mm-hmm.
She swallows. Now, in my understanding of the way pregnancy works is like the mother eats the things, then the baby absorbs it.
Yeah.
So does that mean your son would have eaten your load?
Then he's gay and you should abort him immediately.
She swallows in your meat. Get out! You were done. Use $400. Just I don't know how much an abortion would be.
No son of mine's gonna eat jizz.
Just even though it's your fault immediately after you did.
I think that was what happened with remember who was that guy who killed Lacey Peterson? What was his name? Is that a real name?
Lacey Peterson absolutely sounds like someone that
there was
got
a guy who
murdered in a
like
Netflix
murdered his
documentary.
wife and she was pregnant at the time. It was like a big case for a while, not online, like in the news.
Yeah.
Remember when there was no online? When it was just like...
Oh, yeah. The
Did you
90s
hear
was
from
like
the
John
news?
Benet Ramsey.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
You remember when...
Dude, everything from the 90s. Man.
I remember when 9/11 happened, I was so bummed out that I couldn't watch The Simpsons. Yeah, I was like, God damn it. This fucking place in New York probably got rocked or something. I don't know. Yeah,
because you were like...
I was in 7th grade.
Never did.
Yeah, I was a TA for The Office, I remember, in 7th grade in my middle school. And I was like, it was my early period, my 0 period. I had 0 period. And I walked into, you're pretty much an assistant. That's some child slavery shit when I never thought about it. I was like an office assistant, and it was like my TA period. And I was a TA for The Office, and then they had a TV in the office, and it was like, it was George Bush, and it was like, America, we are at war. And I was like, holy shit, we're at war? I was like, this is crazy. And I told everybody, because I had 0 period, and there wasn't too many 0 period people. It was only like the overachievers. And then I told everybody, all my dunce friends, I was like, guys, we're at war. And they were like, what? Yeah, I remember just seeing videos of the fucking Twin Towers just keep getting crashed into over and over and over for days. And I was like, this is prime time. It's like, should be The Simpsons on right now. And it's not, because fucking 9/11 had to happen. God damn it, Osama, I hope they fucking kill you. You son of a bitch.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
And he owed me $5.
You gonna take away my Simpsons? You deserve a rot in hell, Osama.
Yeah, the countless dead are just nothing. It's like the piece of shit. My 9/11 moment, because I think I was like a sophomore in high school, and I remember because I'd never left. We went to Puerto Rico once to visit family when I was a kid. Aside from that, I really never left New England. And so when a teacher came in and was like, "I have some very bad news. New York was hit by a terrorist attack, like the Twin Tower," and I'd never been to New York.
Yeah, fuck New York.
Well, my only experience.
Go Red Sox.
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, I hope they hit Yankee Stadium. Yeah, there's an alternate universe where just Boston becomes.
I'm sure that happened. I'm sure there was a bar somewhere where it's like, that's what they get for being the Yankees fans. And you're like, you son of a bitch.
Well, it's funny because Boston's all they're very pro firefighter, pro cop, but there's an alternate universe where a terrorist plane hits Yankee Stadium. And then Boston is the only place in the entire... Yeah, they're the only place in the entire country they celebrate 9/11.
Yeah, fucking Osama, huh?
It's on 9/11, there's
Osama Bin Laden.
9/11, you can get the Bin Laden dog at Fenway Park where they put onions on the top of the hot dog and a little mustard beard.
What would be on
but they would onions as a turban, and then they'd make a little mustard beard.
So you're trying to make it look like him, okay?
I was thinking to make it look
I was trying to think of...
Because I don't know any...
foods that Osama Bin Laden would normally eat.
I don't really know what they eat in Afghanistan, which I think...
Well, he was in Pakistan. What do they eat in Pakistan?
Well, they caught him in Pakistan, but I think he was from Afghanistan.
Right, but I feel like he wasn't in Pakistan. Be like, I miss Afghanistani food. When they open a restaurant Afghanistani? I'm sure he was eating rice.
Do you know what's really fucking weird though? Because they released a thing finally because when they raided his compound and shot Osama bin Laden, they found his like laptop. In the laptop,
Just a bunch of porn.
well, so there was a bunch of porn, regular porn, but also like he had movies, and I think it was like. I think one of them was The Fast and the Furious.
Nice.
But it's just so weird to think about that, like...
My next terrorist trick, car through building. I don't know why I made him Jamaican.
He wants to do that thing where they're dragging the vault through the streets. But it's so weird to think that, like, say hypothetically, like, Osama bin Laden walked through the door right now and sat down, like... we'd have something to talk about with him. We'd be like, yeah, so what's your favorite Fast and Furious? He'd be like, oh yes, I don't like Tokyo Drift. I do not like that.
It's a piece of shit.
Where's Paul Walker? Where is Paul Walker? We'd probably.
What if that's why he was like planning another terrorist?
Because he was mad.
He's like,
Paul
you're
Walker.
not going to make another movie with Paul Walker. I'm
He was-
going to destroy your infidel country.
Well, because I think it was
Sorry for the
2001.
racist Osama voice.
So that's between 1 and 2. I bet he's pissed Vin Diesel is not in fucking.
You know they're making a new Fast and the Furious, but
with just the Rock.
yeah,
and
it's like
Statham.
it's called like the Fast and the Furious presents Calvin and Hobbes.
That would rule, actually.
That's what it's called. You're right. It's
I wish
it's like Hobbes
100%.
and The Rock or something.
No, I wish 100% there was just some like clueless
Fast and
exec that
Furious
just
presents Calvin and Hobbes.
yeah.
That
But
would be dope.
they like Jason Statham's character's named Calvin Shaw, but they just named the movie Calvin.
So it's Hobbes.
And everyone's
Shaw.
like, "Sir," and he's like, "What's the problem?"
My name's Calvin. What? You never read that comic?
But they
What?
don't even
I got a pet fucking Bengal tiger. What?
Calvin and Hobbes. That would actually be like. So here's my proposal to because like I don't know if you knew this, but about 85% of the listeners of the show are movie producers. So I would say Calvin and Hobbes.
Shout out to Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, the man. But so it's a Calvin and Hobbes movie, but it's Jason Statham, right? And you give him a spiky blonde wig, and you put him in the striped red shirt. And then the Hobbes is the Rock, but he's the Rock.
Yeah,
but
I would love that.
But you body paint him orange, and he's entirely nude.
Yeah, I would love
But
that.
I mean, what I say to
Kind of like Wilfred, but like without the suit.
yeah, but just penis out. But the penis is also
like-
painted orange and striped.
What?
Like
I'm a tiger, bitch. Just walking around. That'd be great.
But it's a completely wholesome, like, comic strip thing. But just The Rock, his penis is out and he's painted orange.
I kind of want to go back to talking about Osama bin Laden.
Oh yeah, like, we
He's
can
an
jump back.
interesting
We can
guy,
jump
you
back
know?
to the Bin Laden, right?
No, I was just kidding. I
Oh, can I jump back for a second? Because I forgot my
To Fast
9/11.
and Furious?
Well, because my 9/11 story was so to me New York was like a million miles away, or even though it was
Right.
pretty close. But so like I was like, yeah, all right, that doesn't really affect me at all. And then at the end of the school day, they came on the loudspeaker and they're like, like in honor, and in light of this recent tragedy, all like practices and stuff, activities after school are canceled. So it's like. Football practice is canceled? This is the greatest day of all time!
Thanks, Osama!
Oh, it's like, this rules. This is awesome, man. And then, so, like, I went to hang out because there was this one kid who had in his backyard. In retrospect, it's dangerous and stupid. But he had, so, like, in his backyard, there were 4 cement squares, basically, that were probably maybe... Total, it was about the size of a small boxing ring. And this kid owned tiny boxing, or he owned, like, boxing gloves. So little kids would just get in there and box in this thing. And, like, and... I think we just went into that after school, and then he showed me. He
Let's
had, like,
box, guys.
well, and he showed me like. Do you remember when you used to buy burned CDs?
Yeah.
This kid showed me he had an entire 50 thing. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's all my porno."
Do you?
But so after all this, I'm fucking around with this kid, and finally his mom gives me a ride home at like 6 o'clock, and I get
Dude,
there.
that's kingy.
Well, my parents are livid. They're like, "Where the fuck were you? Like, you didn't think to call us? You didn't think to do anything? How do we know something didn't happen to you?" And I'm like. What did you think a terrorist got me? Like fucking some
Haven't
random...
you heard what happened in New York with those
Yeah,
bin
but
Laden?
they like grounded me because they were so mad I disappeared for a few hours. It's like, you think a terrorist is going to come to Holyoke, Massachusetts? Just this bumfuck, like, half our town was like
shout out to
farms.
Holyoke.
Like, yeah, shout out to Holyoke, Mass. I love Holyoke, man. I didn't mean to call it a bumfuck town. I do love Holyoke, but
I
like,
feel like the town that you are from is usually a bumfuck town.
I mean, everybody says that. I love the place, but the point being, there's absolutely no strategical. Also, what strategical? If the terrorists ransomed the U.S. government, you think the U.S. government would pay $1 million for this? Because I was a fat kid too. I was like 220 pounds.
So you're saying that fat people have less worth than skinny people?
No, fat children. Fat adults are fine. Fat children.
Fat children are worthless?
Yeah, fat children.
I have to agree with you.
Oh my God, I forgot. The other 15% of the listeners are fat children. All right, that's it for this week, you vultures. You swine.